Take two. Hi everyone, I'm going to confess, this is actually take two of this because I just did it and I could see my camera ever so slowly sliding down, so I've gone back and started doing it again. Okay, so welcome back to my little channel, Julia the Mum Reads Books, and today I'm going to tell you the books that I am going to read for the May edition of Expeditions Through Pages, The Battle. I wish I had some music. Do 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 do. There you go. There's the music. Okay. So we had three. We didn't win April, unfortunately. The elephants won. But we weren't too far behind points wise. But the real disaster happened when I started throwing the dice. Unfortunately, one of the numbers that I landed on, then she'd put a sneaky little ladder in and it took me right the way back up near there. Don't worry about the details, it's fine. I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine when it comes to the scoring next month. And then I'm hoping to land on that one that's like a magic portal. That means I have to swap places. So I'm going to see if I can get a dice that's got one written on every side. Shh, because it's only one step away. Anyway, not really, I'm not that much of a cheat. Okay, right, so the first roll of the dice landed us on a prompt which said Kim's TBR. So Kimberly luckily has lots and lots of books on there for you to choose from. You'll need to go and watch her video so that you can see what your choices are. But one of the ones that she's got on there is one that I'm very interested in reading, and it's Charlotte Bronte, The Professor. This is my husband's phone. I borrowed it for a second so I can show you. And this is one of, I don't actually know a huge amount about it, I'm not going to lie, but it is a book that I'd like to read because we are in the summer, we are going to have a little trip to see the Bronte Museum, which is in the UK. So the more of their books that I've read before we go, the better really. So I'm going with this one. This is The Professor by Charlotte Bronte. So that's our first one, my first one. You don't have to read that if you don't want to. You don't have to read anything if you don't want to. The second one I landed on, was Random Genre Generator again. Do you remember we had the Mobile Museum or whatever it was last time? This time I did the little spinny thing. Oh no, I think that was, we did it for Word of the Day, wasn't it? That was the Museum Mobile. Oh, dear me. Anyway, this is the Random Genre Generator and it came up with horror. And the first time I did it, when I found the thing on my phone, I did a little practice run and it said horror. And I said to Kimberly, oh no, it says horror. She said, well, you weren't recording the screen, so just have another go. So I had another go and yes, it came back out as horror as well. So the book I'm going with, unbelievable, the book I'm going with is called The Turn of the Screw and it's by Henry James. It's got so many brilliant reviews online and it is quite a short book. It's about 4 hours listening time. It says on Audible, so it can't be too long to read either. And I believe it tells the story of a governess who's looking after 2 children in an old country house somewhere, which turned out to be haunted. Not the house, the children are haunted. So that's a bit scary, but some children you think they are and they're not, they're just being children. So that's the second one I'm going to do. And the third one that I am going to do, oh by the way, that second one there is also, and it's the only one really that I could use as the group book. And if you were to read that one as well, then that'd score 5 points for the team. So if you can do that for me, pirates, that would be brilliant, because it's not very long and it's an old book, so you should be able to get it in your libraries, or, I mean, it came on Audible free because it's a classic, so I think that's quite a good one to use as the group book, and it's meant to be really good. And the third prompt we got, I landed on a little square that had 5 little stars on it, and you had to choose a book that you think you're going to give 5 stars to. So this was a no-brainer for me because I've been reading Marion Keyes. She's an Irish author, and she's so funny and just so good as well, and quite moving as well, quite a lot of her stories. And I've been reading her books about the Walsh family sisters, and I just finished book number 4, and this came up and I was like, no brainer, I'm just going to read book 5. And it's called The Mystery of Mercy Close. Yeah, and this one is about one of the sisters whose name is Helen. Now, Helen features in all of the other stories as well that I've read so far. I think there's Claire. I'm going to get the names wrong. Claire, Rachel, Anna, Helen, and Maggie, but not necessarily in that order. So I've read a book about Claire. I've read one about Rachel. I've read one about Maggie. I've read one about Anna, and now this is Helen. But there's recently book number 7. I haven't done 6 yet, and so there's 6 and 7 to come. And Marion Keyes started writing these books back in the mid-90s, so there's obviously other things happening, and she's, she moves along in the correct time scale as well, so it makes it really interesting to follow her stories, because she does move along in time. And The Mystery of Mercy Close is the only thing I'll tell you is that Helen is she's a private investigator, and she's been called in to look for to help to find a missing member of a boy band, which just is anyway. So this is my 5-star prediction book. So if you need to choose a book that you think that you would give 5 stars to, and I've already started reading this one, and it is really funny, but it's not just funny, it's moving as well. So that's it. So quick recap, your 3 prompts are: choose something from Kim's TBR over on her channel, choose a horror book. If you choose The Tone of the Screw by Henry James, which is a short horror book, you'll get 5 points, but you don't have to choose that if you don't want to. And the 3rd prompt is a 5-star prediction that you just choose yourself. And now the activity this month, I think I'll make it quite easy, is to write a short review of your 5-star book. So don't make it too long, because we have to get through them all. We might be doing a separate video of the activities, because they were so good, but it did take us quite a long time to get through. So your activity is just a little paragraph, mainly, basically just saying what you actually, how many stars you did give the book that you thought would be 5 stars. Did it live up to your expectations, or did you give it slightly less? And tell us what you liked and not so much, didn't like as much about the book that you chose. Okay, it's a Sunday night here. It's a bank holiday weekend in the UK, and I've been out for a nice meal and had a pudding, and I'm getting a bit sleepy now. And can you see I'm wearing my stripes? But look, I've got rainbow stripes on today, so I'm still stripy. I told you that I always wear stripes. I think that's about it for now. Well done again, Pirates, for all your efforts for April. We very nearly did it, but also congratulations to the elephants, because you did it fantastically well. I'm going to say goodbye now, and I will see you again at the end of May with my choices for June. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Waffle, waffle, waffle.